What's good, fellow AOM members, man? We back with another one today, man. We got this man, Mr. Creepy. He just dropped something called Uber Horror Stories, animated. I've never watched a video from this dude, but I seen it. Seen it in my recommended. I figured I'd give it a try. I don't see why not, Yeah, so I put the channel down in the description in the full video, so make sure y'all go check him out. Sub up. I work at it, so I'm gonna give y'all a backstory why it even caught my attention, cause I work at a skating rink. You know what I'm saying? And there be a lot of kids that got ill parents that just be leaving them after we close and shit, and they be there for a little minute, bro. And hopefully this video sheds some light on why you shouldn't leave your kids. You know what I'm saying? God forbid something like this happens. So you know what I'm saying? So make sure you have a ride on for your kids and kids. That's not an excuse though, because kids, if you know you ain't got no ride, nigga, don't go. You know what I'm saying? Don't go to wherever you trying to go. You know what I'm saying? Cause man, me as a kid, I made sure I had a way to get there and back, bro. Cause ain't no way I'm finna walk home, bro. You know what I'm saying? That shit is dead, bro. But yeah, though. So y'all make sure you get you a little drink. You know what I'm saying? Maybe get you some chips. Chill out with me. You know what I'm saying? And let's see what this video hit like, man. Yeah. Before we start though, nigga, let's get to it, man. Uber Horror Story.
In this video, a girl hurriedly got into a car as she thought it was her Uber.
My man sound like Chris Hansen, don't he?
Unfortunately, this was a terrible mistake. It turned out she took the wrong car and became the murderer's victim. The following story was loosely based on this heartbreaking event. It was a Sunday evening. My college friends and I went out to drink at another friend's house, which was about an hour's drive from mine. Knowing that we would have a big night tonight and might have alcohol, I decided to call Uber rather than drive. We played until midnight. After a few hours, some people left, so it was time for me to go home too. It was already 2 a.m., and I started to lose patience because I couldn't reach any car. There was no other choice. Get a taxi, or else I would have to walk home alone. And who wanted to walk home from a party? I tried again a few more times, and finally a driver took my ride. The phone said he was currently a 10-minute drive from me. However, 30 minutes passed, and the driver still hadn't arrived. I started to feel annoyed. I opened the booking page to contact the driver. His name was Ben, 25 years old, and seemed to be a new driver because I didn't see him having much feedback. When I was about to press the contact button to reach Ben, my phone suddenly rang to announce that he had arrived. Meanwhile, a taxi pulled up in front of me. The driver kept honking and flashing the car lights, signaling me to hurry up.
Chill, bro. Chill.
I mumbled as I opened the back door. Please put on your seatbelt. He greeted me with a smile. I also smiled back. After I buckled my seatbelt, Ben started driving away. Indeed, the party had exhausted me and made me sleepy. A big party, huh? Ben brought me back to consciousness.
Yeah.
I replied. Aren't you?
Hey, how do y'all feel about Uber is talking to you? Like, I never took an Uber before. My mom used to drive for Uber. I don't know if she ever talked to nobody though. Like, I feel like that's kind of weird. Like, bro, like, kind of like take me to my destination type shit. Like, do y'all ever, like, is that a common thing to talk to your Uber driver, or like, is that shit like frowned upon type shit?
You afraid to order an Uber at this hour? Ben shot me a weird look.
Afraid? What do you mean?
Anyway, this wasn't the first time I've booked an Uber at this hour, so there was nothing to be afraid of. Ben suddenly laughed.
You laugh
You
at me
are
like that, I'm
so
punching you in your
funny.
face.
I have heard
That shit
many
weird.
creepy stories about Uber drivers, but never experienced one. There was something about this man that gave me goosebumps. I looked at Ben through the rearview mirror. He seemed so different from his profile picture on Uber. I was about to break the ice when I noticed he was looking at me. He kept glancing at my every move, and it annoyed me quite a bit. When I moved to the right side of the car, he adjusted the mirror to the right, which
Nah, that's
made
weird.
me feel even more creeped out.
That nigga weird.
I didn't know what to do. I could only adjust my sitting position to avoid eye contact as much as possible. I was so confused and perplexed. I didn't realize that the path I was walking on wasn't the right one.
That's the wrong lane.
Ben, are you sure you know the right way?
I asked hesitantly. Sure. Is there a problem? He looked at me in the rearview mirror again.
No, just I never took this way to get home.
I said. Home? What home? Ben didn't look in the rearview mirror anymore. He turned his head, looked directly into my eyes, and gave me a weird smile. That was when I was totally sure that this Ben and Ben the driver I ordered were two different people. My heart jumped. My hand reached for the handle, but it was locked. Suddenly, Ben smashed the accelerator, and the car immediately rushed forward. My whole body was glued to the back seat. It wasn't long before he braked again, and I almost hit my head against the front seat. I screamed in terror when I realized it was a corpse.
Please, let me out of the car!
I cried, then banged on the door. But
Nah,
Ben
that's crazy.
just looked at me and smiled.
What a coincidence. I paused it right when my alarm finna go off. Damn. Nah, that's... What do you do? Like, what do you do? The man's got you on child. See, me, though, nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, nigga, shit, we might crash, nigga, but oh well, nigga. I'm fighting for my life, bro. I got a will to live, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm finna... While you driving, nigga, I'm finna... yeah, but you're done, bro. If you ain't got no... If you ain't holding no... That blickstar to my face, bro, yeah, you getting... I'm finna make it... I'm finna make this, though, your worst kidnapper. But... Women, you know what I'm saying, drunk, you know what I'm saying, trying to get to the crib, bro. Like, I mean, plus at that time, you're not really thinking about things you could do, you know what I'm saying? You really just shocked and scared, bro. So, nah, that's crazy, though. Like, what can you do, though? Like, fuck, boy.
Horribly, he sped
Oh
away
my
faster.
God.
I tried to open the car door to get out, but it was in vain. Meanwhile, Ben seemed to enjoy looking at me trying.
Let me out!
But if you don't punch him,
I cried and banged on the door.
he can't
A
drive
strong
and
hope
stop
of
you.
life arose. I dashed towards the door with all my might, and this time, the door actually popped open. Without hesitation, I jumped out of the car. Hey! Ben tried to get me, but it was too late. Lucky for me, I was still alive after the jump. I had a hard time breathing while my whole body was in pain. I couldn't let my life end that way, so I
Oh, shit.
suppressed the pain and tried to run to the alley. I could still hear Ben's car chase after me, so I just kept running. The car resounded
Hey.
closer and closer. So did the police siren. I was saved.
Help me, please!
I used all my strength to run to the police car before I fainted from exhaustion. When I woke up, I saw some police officers in the room. I burst into tears after realizing that I eventually escaped from the killer. That man was wanted, so I knew that I was safe. However, I would never forget that horrifying night with that Uber murderer.
So we got a...
The summer is coming, and
Craigslist?
every year at this time, I spend some
How y'all feel about that first, you know what I'm saying, type shit? But like, if you a woman, you better fight, bro. Like, if you just in general, bro, whether you a man or, you know what I'm saying, or a woman, you gotta fight, bro. You gotta have that will to live, bro. Like, regardless of the situation, but you gotta survive by any means possible, whether that mean biting his ear off, you know what I'm saying, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever you gotta do, you gotta get out of there, bro. Like, cause there's some weird in this world, man, for real, bro.
relaxing somewhere in the suburbs. This year, I decided to
I know y'all seen that Jeffrey Dahmer shit on Netflix. That shit crazy, bro.
find a place on Craigslist. You know, on Craigslist, you can buy or rent anything. I mean anything. So I found a fully furnished 2-story apartment for $800 a month. After finishing the forms they required, I moved into the accommodation. The owner had opened the door before I arrived. Impressive. I was glad he did that. But then I realized this house was not like I expected. It looked dark and a bit mysterious and smelt like something fishy, which almost made me throw up. When I opened the kitchen window, I saw some blood streaks on the sink. Maybe the owner had not cleaned up after cooking. Oh, that would explain the smell. I sighed and washed them away. The rest of the house was not any better. Every room was so messy and covered in a thin dust layer. I was quite disappointed. No.
I just got a thought. I bet money that, matter of fact, I ain't gonna bet money because I might lose. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. But, you know what I mean? Something tells me that somebody killed the family members that lived here, and he sold it. You know what I'm saying? And he finna discover. Watch.
No wonder
What?
the rent was only $800. I went out into the yard to sit on the swing for a while, and then made a video call to my fiancée, Hazel. While talking with her, I noticed a man standing outside the fence staring at me. Hi, can I help you?
But
I
hell
said
no.
politely, but he didn't say anything, just got into the car and drove away.
What's the matter?
Hazel asked. No problem, just a
Gramps
weird
ass was swole, wasn't he? Shit
Through
crazy.
the screen, I took Hazel on a tour around the house. I showed her the floor with many colorful rugs, among which there was a rug with the vintage pattern that she loved so much. But it smells bad. Seemed like no one had ever washed it for a century. Maybe tomorrow I'll call the cleaning
Pause?
service. In the evening, I went to prepare dinner.
Hey, you got
I
on all
switched
fours,
on the
didn't you?
light. Nothing happened. However I tried, those lights did not light up. I went to check the main panel only to find that the fuse was burnt black. I felt like I was cheated by the house owner. What the hell is that? I was startled to see the weird old man again, driving slowly along the road and staring at me through the glass doors. And he smiled. Sir, is there anything I can do for you? But he disappeared
Whole time that's Santa's long lost brother. In fact,
before I got to the door.
he chose a different path in life.
What's wrong with this guy? I mumbled and went into the house. The next morning, I called an electrician to fix the light system. After an hour, a guy named Nick rang the doorbell. He walked into the house and immediately covered his nose.
Sir, forgive me if I was rude, but do you smell something like dead rats in this house?
He asked me. I sniffed and realized that was the smell I found yesterday.
This looks like a murder scene.
Nick laughed, but immediately stopped when he saw me frowning.
But I must say the house smells very horrible.
Yeah, maybe it was from the dirty rugs. I'm gonna have them cleaned now, I said. Then Nick offered to help me take those rugs to the laundromat. While waiting for him to check...
Wait a minute. Is that not weird, man? Like, When has, like, you know what I'm saying, you call somebody to do some work for you, but they just, oh, you know what I'm saying, you don't know him, he not finna, but that's rare, bro. Like, nobody finna be like, oh, well, I can help you do that type shit, you know what I'm saying? But I guess
The electrical system. I went out to the yard to make a phone call.
but this nigga, bro,
I'm afraid you may also need to call the rat exterminators.
Nick said while helping me lift the rug to his car. Both of us were dizzy because of its odor.
Oh, what the hell is that?
Nick suddenly said. When we lifted it up to see what was beneath, Nick and I both froze. Underneath the rug was a human-shaped stain, on which were traces of liquid, blood, and something I couldn't even name. There were also blood stains on the floor. I followed the trails of blood and discovered that there was blood underneath all the rugs. Both Nick and I couldn't hold it anymore. We ran out of the house and threw up. After my call, the police quickly came to investigate and got in touch with the homeowner.
bro,
But his answer
hell?
took us back.
This isn't my house.
Nick and I looked at each other without saying a word. It turned out that the house next door was the one I rented on Craigslist and should have moved in, not this one. Meanwhile, the house I just spent one night in belonged to the strange old man I met. I couldn't help but tremble when thinking that maybe last night he snuck into the house and tried to kill me. How lucky I was. The door was locked, so he couldn't get in.
What them Chicago niggas be saying? Folks say it's tripping. Airbnb, oh nah, Airbnb is crazy, boy. Airbnb. You know, I went to Florida one time, right? Just a quick little story. I went to Florida one time, bro. The pool that because we rented an Airbnb, the pool was supposed to have a heater system, right? We was there for a week or like 6 days or something. That shit wasn't working for 3 out of those 6 days, right? And they charged us for fixing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, Airbnb, bro, they find something wrong. That's why whenever you first get to an Airbnb, you take a picture of all the holes, all the doors. You know what I'm saying? They got marks on the windows. If they got marks on them, small cracks, anything, bro. Any type of furniture they got cracks on, you take a picture of it so they don't try to pin it on you. Facts, bro. Facts. They be doing shit like that.
It's never easy to find both nice and cheap accommodation in Smithfield. As a homeowner, I know how competitive it is in this market. That's why I decided to use Airbnb, an application that made it easy for landlords to find guests, and for guests to easily find a suitable apartment. As I said, home rental service is competitive. But I got lucky when Airbnb notified me about a booking from Tim and Iris, who wanted to find accommodation for 4 days and 3 nights.
Oh, so this is the other way around. See, I thought this was finna be a story about the renters discovering something crazy, but it's the other way around.
For your information, to book a room on Airbnb, customers would need to have a profile and submit a request a few days in advance. Tim's profile was quite reliable. His post showed that he had lots of experience in the previous homestays. When they came to my apartment, both of them were very friendly, even though they had been driving for more
That's
than
the Uber
4
driver
hours.
from the first video.
The rental rate includes all services such as electricity and water. Please turn off all electrical equipment when not in use to avoid fire and explosion incidents. Should there be any requests, please call me or the manager.
I see. Don't worry.
Tim gently replied.
What the hell?
The check-in procedure went smoothly because the 2 guests did not have any special requests. After talking through house rules, I gave them the key and left. If you were wondering why I trusted my customers so easily, I will let you know. In every rental agreement, to make sure that nothing unexpected happened and also for security, I put a hidden camera in front of the door. I always checked the customer's activities at the end of the day. Of course, this was confidential. Tim and Iris seemed to be a sweet couple. Tim hugged Iris all the time, as though he were afraid she would run away.
Wow, the suitcase looks so big.
I said. The previous guests, even if they rented the house for a week, did not bring a huge suitcase.
Maybe they are careful.
Why you all up in their
always
business?
Carry the necessary things with them.
Oh God, they got what they need.
That night, I was woken up by a constant ringing of the phone. But when I picked up the phone, there was no response other than a gasp. And then total silence.
Who is that? Hello?
I kept asking but got no answer, so I hung up. But then the phone kept ringing. Once again, I picked it up to find no response from the other end of the line. It made me angry.
You bastard! Call me again and I'll kill you.
What was that? What in the world was that? You bastard!
You.
Then
that's
no
crazy.
more calls in the night, so I could eventually lay down and quickly fall asleep. I hadn't seen Iris out for 2 days.
Maybe she's sick.
The next morning, Tim called to inform me that he would check out before the schedule due to personal reasons. I was quite surprised to see that Tim paid the full rent for 4 days and 3 nights. Before leaving, Tim sent a message to thank me and gave me a 5-star.
What a gentle guest he was.
I thought. Until 3
Yo,
p.m.,
bro.
I decided to clean the apartment to prepare for the
What
next
the
guest.
hell?
When I opened the door, a strong odor hit my nose.
What's that awful smell?
I frowned slightly.
Okay. I'm losing my immersion here. You know what I'm saying? What's that awful smell? You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? This ain't Chills. You know what I mean? We not watching my nigga Chills. You know, #1. You feel me? Type shit.
It was a bit surprising to me because this guy wasn't as neat as he seemed. The inside of the apartment looked normal. The tables and chairs were scattered, but not as dirty as I thought. But the smell was still strong.
It can't be like that.
I hurried forward and cleaned the bathroom first.
Gee,
That
like,
smell
bro.
was even stronger.
Unbelievable.
I shook my head, feeling absolutely disappointed. On the floor, behind the tub,
What is that?
something yellow came out.
The stench is definitely coming from there.
I approached. As soon as I saw the thing behind the tub, the smell made me nauseous immediately. Oh my God, it was so horrible. The thing inside that plastic wrap gave off a disgusting smell. I couldn't do anything but keep myself away from that bag.
Hi.
A voice from behind startled me. That was Tim.
I forgot some stuff. If you don't mind, I will go now.
I nodded fearfully while my heart was still
That nigga sound like an anime villain, bro. That's how the anime villains be sounding like.
beating fast. Tim passed over me to pick up the plastic bag without noticing its horrible smell, then quickly left.
Send my hello to Iris. I wonder where she's been lately.
Tim looked at me and smiled cryptically, then nodded. After cleaning the bathroom, I moved on to the living room. I turned on the TV while cleaning around so that the work went smoother.
Breaking news. At 7 p.m. last night, police reported a barbaric murder in Smithfield in the dumpster of an apartment complex. The victim is a girl named Siri, 23 years old. The body was dismembered and locked in a suitcase. The head hasn't yet been found.
Oh my
The
God.
suspect was described
Oh
as a
my God.
25-year-old
Oh my God. The head is in the bag. The head is in the bag.
man who was seen to be with the girl.
Nah, that's
If
crazy.
you have any information, please contact.
The doorbell rang.
That's gonna be his
So
weird
I got
ass
to the
watch.
door and peered cautiously into the peephole. It was Tim again,
Don't you open
but
the door.
he was even more monstrous than before.
Don't open that door.
I think I dropped my wallet somewhere. Would you mind if I got in to find it?
Tim said.
It's okay. No worries. Anyway, did you hear the news about a murder?
At the very moment when I hit the doorknob, something in my mind popped
Ain't
up.
no way you just
The
like,
victim's name was Siri, and Siri was the reverse of Iris.
But don't pull up on me like that. But don't pull up on me like that, man. I like your outro, man. It's a pretty cool outro, man. That shit scared me for a second, though. Shout out to Mr. Creeper, man. I enjoy these little quick little horror stories. Now the last one though, you know what I'm saying? That woman's voice acting. Use some work, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was losing my immersion from that. You know what I'm saying? Cause she was like dragging her words. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of threw me off a little bit. But it was a W video nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'll put his channel down in the description. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that'll do it for today, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for hanging out with me, watching the video, man. Whatever you do in life, make sure y'all go at it with all or nothing. Y'all be
We gon' ball forever, ain't no niggas up.